Where's a storage unit? I have to store the samples from Venus for reanimation and cloning.
Right this way. I filled the library with stories from all across the world of monsters, beasts, ghosts, ghouls, every nightmare ever imagined by my people. Sarah tells me you can make those horrors a reality for this world. I'll tell you where to release them.
And if I refuse?
I'm not allergic to vinegar, Professor, and if we can keep Vara down with Sarah's pure strain, I'm sure the alterations you made will be manageable as well. In fact, Sarah had some thoughts on just that issue. Take a seat, Professor.
I sat, not in his chair, but directly on the floor. I was compelled to, as if the order was screamed into me from deep within my mind, and my legs obeyed. I looked up at his human form with disdain. If these samples go bad, there's nothing I can do for you. Let me up. What's your name again?
I'm Virgil Jefferson Harris II, Professor of Voxacar. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The pleasure is yours, I assure you.
If I'm pleased, the world stays safe. Remember that, Professor.
He took my vials and supplies while I sat helpless. The more I tried to stand, the more my brother's tampering screamed in my skull. I watched Virgil store them properly in a primitive storage he had. Then he turned back to me.
Professor, how long does it take to clone a 7-foot gorilla Venetian hybrid?
With this equipment, about 3 hours. It looks like there are tanks for 10 clones at a time, but you've used redundant parts, typical for a design by Sero. I'll increase the capacity to 15 with the current materials. I will need more storage to clone my kin. They will take at least 20 of your years to mature. Until I hatch them, I suggest an accord between us, void of my brother's interference.
Ha! Your brother's been dead for a long time, Professor. I don't see why you and I can't be as good of friends. Welcome to Virgil Tech Industries. I'll leave you with your work.
Where
DNA and RNA samples are stored in the cryo unit in subterranean level 2. You'll be using samples 15492, 14301, and your self-proclaimed name, Bigfoot.
you haven't changed at all.